Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Medina Valley Broadcast Network. We are coming to you live from SAISD Baseball Stadium here in just south of downtown San Antonio. We have bi-district action for tonight. Been waiting for this for a while now since the Panthers have been rolling through district play. So we've got bi-district play. Panthers taking on the Brackenridge Eagles. They are the visiting team today. They are doing the starting lineups, and I will go ahead and start the lineups for you guys too, so you know what's going on. We'll start off with the visiting Medina Valley Panthers. Leadoff batter for the Panthers is going to be number 10, the second baseman, Dusty Davis. Batting second is number 1, the third baseman, Wesley Stevens. Batting third, number 11, the right fielder, Manny Ramirez. Batting cleanup for the Panthers, number 7, the designated hitter, Warren Stevens. Stevens will be batting for the pitcher today, which is Noah Gavidel. I'm sorry, he'll be batting for Noah Gavidel, who will be playing left field. And batting fifth for the Panthers is going to be number 9, the catcher, J.D. Blair. Batting sixth, number 14, the shortstop, Michael Newton. Number 5, following him is number 5, the first baseman, Ryan Marty. Following Marty's number 15, our pitcher this afternoon, Jaden Krieger. And batting 9 for the Panthers is number 2, the center fielder, Gavin Rips. And for your home team, the Brackenridge Eagles, they'll be leading off with number 6, the second baseman, Jordan Monroy. Batting second, number 12, their pitcher, Gavin Perez. Batting third, number 8, the shortstop, Jesse Valdez. Batting cleanup, number 16, the third baseman, Gus Sanchez. Following Sanchez is number 2, the catcher, Marcel Liguez. Following Liguez is number 7, the designated hitter, Rodolfo Nino. Following Nino, number 1, the right fielder, Elias Gonzalez. Batting 8th, number 13, the left fielder, Ethan Polendo. Batting 9th, number 10, the center fielder, Ernesto Munoz. Those are the two starting lineups for both teams. I just want to let you guys know that I'm flying solo here today, so it may be kind of choppy doing the play-by-play, the color, and working the computer. So I got a huge job in front of me today, but hopefully to bring you this game as best as we possibly can. Again, we are at Diz Reeves Diamond, just here at Burbank High School, just south of downtown, home of District 28 or 27 5A. Kind of set things up. Panthers coming out of District 28 5A. Panthers taking first place in the district, so that means they'll be taking on the 4th seed out of District 27 5A. Medina Valley taking first place with a perfect 14-0 district record. Coming in second is Southwest with a 9-5 record. South San 8-6, and Harlandale 7-7. Not making the playoffs is Eagle Pass win 6-8. McCullum 6-8. Southside 4-10. Southwest Legacy 2-12. Panthers, been a while since they played. It's been last Tuesday since they've played a game. I'm sorry, last Friday. Been a while since they've been on the field. At least it feels like it. Which Medina Valley took on the last game of district play, took on the Eagle Pass Win Mavericks and won that game 4-2, rolling into this by-district game. So other games going on. Medina Valley, of course, taking Brackenridge on here. Number 1 seed taking on the number 4 seed. And the next game, Southwest, number 2 seed taking on Edison, the number 3 seed. The number 3 seed South San within our district taking on the number 2 seed MacArthur, and number 4 Harlandale taking on the number 1 seed out of District 27 5A Alamo Heights. We'll take a quick break here while we do the national anthem, and we'll come back for the first pitch. Welcome back to Panther Baseball, the North Park Chevrolet Dodson House Moving Construction broadcast of Panther Baseball. I'd like to thank them, too, for being our title sponsors all season long for Panther Baseball and softball, for what I understand, too. And speaking of softball, they're playing tonight over in San Marcos in their area competition. So they took on Alamo Heights in the first series in by-district and won that series 2-1. So we're getting ready to get started here. Pitcher for the Eagles, Gavin Perez, doing his warm-ups. And Panthers will lead off, bring to the plate the leadoff batter, number 10, Dusty Davis, their second baseman. We have very cloudy skies here today, humid conditions. Earlier we had some drizzle running through the area. This is a turf field. It's a beautiful field. The turf looks in excellent shape, artificial turf, that is. Dimensions at Disridge Field, 330 in right, 400 in dead center. It looks like they don't have any numbers, so how about left center? Left center is 370. So in the alleys it's 370, dead center 400, and right field is 330. So the warm-up throws are done. Catcher throws down to first base, our second base, the throw down, and we're getting ready to get started here. Getting ready for the first pitch of by-district action. Again, Dusty Davis to the plate first for the Panthers. This is more of a matinee game with an early start here at 4:30. I'm assuming there's a game after this. That's why the early start, since this whole district uses this field, so they probably have another home game here. So Davis steps in. Davis, right-handed batter. First pitch is going to be from Perez. He's going to be pitching from the windup. Gets his signs from his catcher. First pitch to Davis is on the way. First pitch is high inside for ball one. Panthers wearing their black tops, white pants with black leggings. Brackenridge wearing all white with their purple trim. Next pitch on the way is going to be strike at the knees, even the count at 1-1. 1-1 count now to Davis as he steps back in. That is from the windup. Next pitch is going to be a curveball. Breaks just inside, just high in the strike zone to be called for strike two. So now Davis sitting with a 2-1 count. That is with the 2-1 pitch on the way. Swung on by Davis. Ground ball to third base to Hopper. One step over towards first base, and they do get the out. So Davis grounds out to third base for out number one, and that'll bring to the plate the third baseman, number one, Wesley Stevens. Waiting on deck will be the right fielder, number 11, Manny Ramirez. So this inning, Panthers bringing the plate Davis, Stevens, and Ramirez. Ramirez, another right-handed batter, steps into the box with one out. That is continuing to pitch from the windup. The pitch from the right-handed pitcher is a curveball that breaks in there for strike one. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on. It's going to be fouled on the first base line, out of play. And that'll put Stevens in the hole 0-2. So Perez throwing that curveball quite a bit here today, so far in this first two batters. The 0-2 pitch on the way. It's another curveball, ground ball to third base. And that's booted by the third baseman, and Stevens is going to reach first on the error. Wasn't a hard hit ball. I just probably had a lot of spin on it, and it just bounced out of the glove of the third baseman, unable to come down with that ball and make a play. So Panthers now with a runner on first with one out, and that'll bring to the plate the right fielder, number 11, Manny Ramirez. Ramirez with an outstanding season at the plate for the Panthers. He steps in, another right-handed batter. That is now handing out the pitch from the stretch. Checking his runner over at first. Nice lead by Stevens. First pitch on the way. Swung and a miss. Strike one. Like an off-speed changeup pitch that Ramirez got there, and he was way out in front of it. I'm assuming Perez is the ace for the Eagles here. He's got good control of his breaking and off-speed pitches so far. Ramirez steps back in. Again, Stevens at first, one out. Perez checking his runner over at first again. Throws back over to first. No problem. Stevens gets back in time. I'd like to thank everyone tuning in. You're staying at home or listening at work or in their vehicle right now. I know it's an early start. Glad to have this coverage for you tonight. One pitch on the way. Curveball. Hit right back up the middle. Fielded by the shortstop. Flips over to second base. Throw over to first is going to be late. It's a good job by Stevens sliding into second base to break up the play, to break up the double play. So a fielder's choice by Manny Ramirez. And that's going to, I'm sorry, it's not a fielder's choice. They get the out for the third out. I guess they call that a double play. Either that or they call the out for sliding into the second baseman. I'll have to get some clarification on that. But either way, that's going to be 3 out. So the Panthers go 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first. So we'll take a quick break. Panther Baseball return after these messages.
Dodson House Moving and Construction is a 4th-generation company operated by the same family for over 75 years. We do turnkey work from moving your structure, setting the foundation, and all your construction needs. Aluminum decking, concrete work, canopies, and any other need to make your project operational. From moving to construction, large or small, Dodson House Moving and Construction does it all. Located at 12939 Southwest Loop 410 in San Antonio. Give us a call at 210-628-1459.
Right now at Chevrolet's 3-time Dealer of the Year, North Park Chevrolet. Get $15,000 off MSRP and 1.9% financing on new Silverado 1500 trucks, plus $2,250 in trade assistance cash, and $7,000 off MSRP on new Blazers. Lease a new Equinox for $299 with 0 down, or buy for $23,999. Get 2.1% financing on all new Traverses. Find new roads at North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville, or at npchevy.com.
Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet Dodson House Moving Construction broadcast of Panther Baseball. We're going to the bottom of the first. Not sure what that call was. The only thing I can think of, it was the slide that took out the shortstop there at the second baseman at second. They got the out call to end the inning. So we're going to go with that for now until I get better clarification. But kind of a weird ending to the top of the first there. So Jaden Krieger is on the mound for the Panthers. He is doing his warm-up throws right now. So on the right side of the infield is going to be Marty and Davis. Left side will be Ramirez and Newton. In the outfield we have Ramirez in right, Rips in center, and left field is going to be the designated, is going to be Noah Gavadell, who has a designated hitter for him. So Gavadell's in left, Rips in center, and Ramirez in right. And for the Eagles, they'll bring to the plate their leadoff batter, number 6, the second baseman, Jordan Monroy, I believe it's pronounced. Jordan Monroy, batting first for the Eagles. Right-handed batter is going to step into the box. Krieger will get his signs. He'll pitch from the windup. First pitch is on the way. It's going to be just outside for ball 1. Next pitch on the way from Krieger. Swung on. A little blooper towards second base and a nice sliding play by Davis behind the bag to get the out. So a fly out to second base for the first out. Davis moving quickly to his right to get towards and got behind the base and catch it on a nice sliding play. And that'll bring for the Eagles up to bat their pitcher, number 12, Gavin Perez. Perez, right-handed batter, step to the plate. Krieger working quickly as he always does. First pitch on the way is going to be called for strike one. Not a whole lot of wind blowing. If it is blowing, it's moving from left field to right field. Next pitch on the way is going to be swung on. It's going to be a ground ball, and it's going to be foul down the third base line. And that'll put Bettis in a hole 0-2 with one out. Krieger from the windup. Pitch on the way. A curveball swung on and fouled off. We'll keep the count the same at 0-2. Krieger again from the windup. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Gets away from the catcher. Throws down to first base by Blair to Marty to get the out. So a strikeout by Perez will give Krieger his first strikeout of the game. So with two outs now, the Eagles will bring to the plate the shortstop, number 8, Jesse Valdez. Valdez up to the plate, right-handed batter. First pitch on the way is going to be fouled straight back for strike one. Krieger is always throwing lots of strikes, doing a good job again on the mound, just pumping in strikes for the Panthers. Next pitch on the way, just outside. They'll even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs to the shortstop, Jesse Valdez. Next pitch on the way. Call for strike on the outside corner. Good pitch by Krieger to hit a spot on the outside corner there. One-two pitch on the way. Curveball swung and a miss. Gets away from the catcher again. Blair 1 step over to first base and throws to get the out. So Krieger ends the inning with 2 strikeouts in a row, and that'll end the first inning with our score knotted at 0. We'll take a quick break. Panther Baseball return after these messages.
Peerless Equipment, your South Texas irrigation experts. Peerless Equipment specializes in sales and service of irrigation equipment to the agricultural and wildlife industries. This includes hose reels, big guns, pivot systems, underground pipelines, turbine well pumps, booster pumps, motors, valves, and an inventory of much more. Stop by one of their locations in Hondo and Pearsall, or give them a call at 210-434-7867. Peerless Equipment, bringing water to you.
Have you ever been in a car accident? Was your car taken to a body shop? Or maybe an impound yard? Perhaps a major repair that's too costly. Even if this happened 2 years ago, Lone Star Towing is interested in buying all junk, wrecked, and abandoned vehicles. The process of getting you paid and that vehicle out of there is quick and easy. Call Lone Star Towing today at 210-777-0585.
Welcome back to Panther Baseball. We are going to the top of the second. Panthers will bring to the plate the designated hitter Warren Stevens, who's batting for Gavadale, who's out in left field. It'll be Stevens, Blair, and Newton come to the plate this inning for the Panthers. And I've failed to work on the scoreboard, so I'll try to do the scoreboard here. We are going to top of the first here. So Stevens at the plate. This is Warren Stevens, the designated hitter. First pitch is going to be a base hit up the middle. First takes the first pitch right past the pitcher's ear out into center field. So the Panthers get the leadoff batter of the inning on, and that'll bring to the plate the catcher, number 9, J.D. Blair. And I apologize about not having the scoreboard up, guys. I will have it for the next inning for you. So Stevens at first base, Blair at the plate. Bettis will work from the stretch. Throw over to first base. Oh, and they get him called out. They caught Stevens leaning towards second, and a quick move by Bettis over to first base to get the out. Close play, but they get the call. So Panthers now with nobody on. And one out. So now Bettis will go back to pitching from the windup. Pitch on the way is going to be a curveball. Hit to the shortstop. Shortstop one step. Throw it over to first base to get out number 2. So Blair grounds out to the shortstop. For out number 2, and that'll bring to the plate the shortstop number 14, Michael Newton. Bettis pitching from the windup with 2 outs. First pitch on the way to Newton. Swung on. Ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop backhands it. Throws over the first for a quick inning for out number 3. So another ground out to the shortstop. Panthers go down in order. Well, Stevens gets a base hit, but other than that, he gets picked off at first. But Panthers only send 3 batters to the plate. And that's going to do it for the top half of the second inning. So we'll take a quick break and come back for the bottom half of the second inning.
Are you ready for a vacation? Tanya with Travel by Design can help you with all your vacation destination needs. At no cost to you, she can plan all of the details tailored to your unique wants and needs. So all you have to do is enjoy your vacation. Tanya is a certified expert with Disney, Universal Orlando, and California, Sandals, and all cruise lines. Give Tanya a call at 830-931-4834 or visit her Facebook page, Tanya with Travel by Design, for all the latest specials and must-do vacations.
There's power in the simplest of actions. Like one neighbor helping another. Where everybody looks out for everybody else. Community is everything at Medina Electric Cooperative, and we're grateful for your trust. To provide the energy you need, giving you the power to power on. Medina Electric Cooperative is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
Welcome back to Panther Baseball. We're going to the bottom half of the second inning. Eagles will bring to the plate Sanchez, Liguez, and Nino to the plate. Their third baseman, catcher, and designated hitter. Jaden Krieger back on the mound again for the Panthers. So Gus Sanchez, the third baseman, number 16, will step to the plate for the Eagles. First pitch on the way, and that's going to be just low and outside for ball 1. Krieger from the windup. Pitch number 2 swung on and fouled it straight back to even the count at 1-1. Again, we are in the bottom of the second. Nobody has scored yet. A 0-0 game in this by-district play. Next pitch by Krieger is on the way, and that's going to be just high for ball 2, and that'll bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sanchez. Krieger gets his sign, kicks and throws, and that stays high. And that will bring the count to full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out to Sanchez. Pitch on the way from Krieger, swung on. It's going to be a little blooper out towards right field for a base hit for the Eagles. They'll have their first base hit of the game. Wasn't really a blooper, it was more of a liner over the second baseman. 2 hops to right fielder. And that'll bring to the plate the number 2, their catcher, Marcel Liguez. Liguez gets his signs from his third base coach. Sanchez is at first base. The small lead right now. First pitch to Liguez is on the way, and it's going to be taken right at the knees for strike 1. So 0 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner at first for the Eagles. Liguez out of the batter's box. Now he steps back in. Krieger checks on the runner. Pitch on the way. Swung on, foul straight back. Bring the count to 0-2. Liguez in the hole, 0-2. Good opportunity for Krieger to throw something off the plate here and try to get a ground ball and try to work a double play here. Next pitch swung on, fielded the shortstop. Shortstop throw over a second for out number 1. Over 2 out at first base, and they don't get the call at first base. So the runner is safe at first, and they had exactly what they needed other than a little bit of the ball wasn't hit very hard, so it was a slow bouncer over to shortstop to Newton. Does a good job getting the lead runner at second base, but they didn't get the runner at first. Almost turned that double play. So Liguez reaches by way of fielder's choice, and there'll be a pinch runner for him. The pitch runner is number 22, Joshua Lopez. He'll be at first base now with 1 out, and that'll bring to the plate the designated hitter, number 7, Rodolfo Nino. Nino, another right-handed batter for the Eagles. Krieger checks his runner. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It gets away from Blair, but runner's not advancing. Goes back to first base. So Nino with an 0-1 count. Here with 1 out. Krieger from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Swung on. It's going to be a little tapper. It just goes foul. It's a good thing it did. It was about 20 feet up the third baseline. That would have been one of those that are tough to get it out, and that would have advanced the runner and probably would have been safe at first had it stayed in fair, but it was just foul by about 3 inches. So Nino was making his way back to the batter's box, sitting with an 0-2 count with 1 out. Pitch on the way. Just outside. Panther fans wanted that call. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. He did and got the call, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out. Krieger with the pitch. Bounces in front of home plate and gets away from Blair. That's going to be a wild pitch, and that will advance the runner. So Sanchez, or the pinch runner for Sanchez, will advance to second base. So now the Eagles have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. However, Nino has a 2-2 count. Krieger checks his runner over at second. Pitch on the way. Curveball, ground ball towards third base line, but it's going to be foul, and we'll do it all over again. So Nino steps back in. 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Just low to give him a full count. So Nino stepped back in with 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at second. Pitch on the way. Payoff pitch is swung on, fouled straight back. Blair does not have a chance to get to that ball, so it'll be everything the same here. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. So Nino steps back in with a full count, 1 out. Runner at second. Pale pitch on the way. Swung on. It's going to be a line ball, but it's going to be foul. Line shot down the left field line, but just foul. And we'll do it all over again. Nino doing a good job of battling here against Krieger. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on. That's foul straight back again. Got a battle going here between Nino and Krieger. Krieger just pumping them strikes in there, and Nino doing his best just to get a piece of them. So full count again. Runner at second. Pale pitch on the way. Swung on. Ground ball. That's going to be in the hole between shortstop and third. They're going to hold a runner at third base. Gavidel gets the ball in. So now with a base hit for Nino, the Eagles have runners at first and third and only 1 out, and it'll bring to the plate the right fielder, number 1, Elias Gonzalez. Gonzalez making a quick trip down to his third base coach to get some instructions. Now the Panthers have got to try to defend this first and third situation here, the double steal. I'm sure that's what the coach was talking to the batter about. So Gonzalez will step in. Krieger pitch from the stretch, checking his runner over at first. Throws back over to first, not in time. Krieger with the pitch. Just outside for ball 1. Krieger checking the run over at first again. 1-0 pitch on the way. He scores around and bunts through the ball for a strike. Looks like they were going to try a safety squeeze there on the second pitch, but unable to get it down. So they'll bring the count to 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Gonzalez calls time. He's going to get his little cheat sheet scorecard out of the back of his back pocket there, see what the play is. After they use numbers now, and they check the numbers on their little cheat sheet. So the 1-1 pitch is on the way. Runner is going at second. They put the tag on him. They get the out, but that run's going to score from third base. So the throwdown gets the out, but the run will score. So the Panthers sacrifice an out for a run, so our score now. The Eagles have struck first. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. So for the Eagles, their double steal situation worked for them. Next pitch on the way, swung and a miss. We'll bring the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes on Gonzalez. So now with the Eagles sitting with 2 outs, nobody on base. Krieger with the 1-2 pitch is going to be high and inside. It'll even account at 2-2 with 2 outs. Krieger gets his signs, kicks in, throws, swing and a miss for strike 3, and they get the out. However, Eagles do get a run across, or a new score after 2 complete. Brackenridge 1, Medina Valley 0. We'll take a quick break and come back after these messages from our sponsors.
Bush's Chicken, one of the oldest locations in Castroville, is proud to serve the Medina Valley area. Bush's Chicken has one goal: be the best. Bush's Chicken knows its success comes from loyal customers in the communities they serve. Stop by Bush's Chicken on Tuesday and get the Tender Tuesday deal, or try their buffalo fries and ask about their Panther special. It's always a hit. Bush's Chicken, 935 Highway 90 East in Castroville. Call them at 830-538-2800.
Welcome back to Panther Baseball. Number 5. Ryan Marty will step to the plate first for the Panthers. He has 1 strike on him already. Next pitch on the way is going to be inside for ball 2, and that actually hit him. It grazed him on the inside there. And he will draw a base on balls, and Panthers will have a leadoff runner on here in the top of the 3rd. And that'll bring to the plate the pitcher number 1, number 15, Jaden Krieger. Krieger steps to the plate, checks his card out to see what the play is going to be. Marty with a decent lead over at first base. Bettis will have to pitch from the stretch now. First pitch on the way is Krieger squares around, bunts, and pulls back for ball 1. So the 1-0 pitch to Krieger. Bettis taking his time getting the signal. Now he's going to go in his windup. Now the 1-0 pitch. Krieger squares around and lets that pitch go, and it is going to be ball 2. So 2-0 count on Krieger. So Krieger back in the box with a 2-0 count. Marty over at first. Bettis throws back over to first, trying to get that runner again picked off. Marty does a good job getting under the tag. Bettis with the 2-0 pitch. Taken low by Krieger. So Krieger sitting here with a 3-0 count. More than likely taking a pitch here. Krieger steps back in. Bettis with the 3-0 pitch. It's on the way, and that's going to be, it's going to be called strike 1 on the inside corner. So he was taken all the way there. So now the 3-1 count. Coach Herb barking out signals again. Krieger back in the box. Bettis checking the runner over at first. 3-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be low for ball 4. So 2 ball walks in a row, and get Panthers now have runners on first and second. That'll bring to the plate the center field number 2, Gavin Rips. So runners at first and second, nobody out. Rips at the plate. Checking his cheat sheet. Now he steps back in. Bettis taking a long pause at getting his signs. Now he sets. Rip squares around and lets the first pitch go for strike 1. So I've got the scoreboard back up, guys. However, I'm just going to do the score and the inning for you guys. I will not be doing runners or count on the batter. Speaking of count, Rips with an 0-1 count. Runners at first and second. Scores around. Pulls back for ball 1. So leaving the count at 1-1. Rips checking his cheat sheet again, as all the players are. They got their cards out in front of them, first base and second base, both checking all 3 of them checking their little play sign book that they keep in their pocket. So the 1-1 pitch to Rips. Good lead by Marty over at second. Rips squares around, bunts the ball right back to the pitcher. Pitcher has no choice, going to throw over to first base, and they get the out. Rips will get the sacrifice, and that will move the runners over. So the Panthers now have 2 runners in scoring position, 1 at second, 1 at third, with only 1 out, and they'll bring the Panthers back to the top of the order. Number 10, second baseman Dusty Davis will step up to the plate. Panthers have gone through the batting order once already. Davis grounded out to third base, first time up to bat. They're going to do a pinch run. And that's Brody Rips going into the game. Rips will go to second base, and he will run for Krieger. So Marty at third, Rips at second, and Davis at the plate with one out here in the top of the third. Bettis checking his runner over at third base. First pitch on the way to Davis. It's going to be low for ball one. Good opportunity here for the Panthers with only one out, 2 runners in scoring position. Down by 1. Pitch on the way to Davis. That's going to be taken low for ball 2. Bettis getting his signs, pitching from the stretch again. Pitch on the way. Taken low for ball 3. So Davis sitting with a 3-0 count, who'll surely be taking here. If your bet is you really need to try to get a strike in here, you don't want to allow the bases to be full, all 3 on walks. Davis settles in. 3-0 pitch on the way. Taken for ball 4. So the bases have them loaded. And the coach for Brackenridge will call timeout. And if you remember, that used to be the Medina Valley's coach. That's Arnold Gomez, who was coaching for Medina Valley last year and took the head coaching position here for Brackenridge this year, doing a good job making the playoffs for the Eagles this year. Now, if you remember, the Eagles took the series from the Panthers year before last. Did a good job for the Eagles and kind of sparked that program. So the ex-Medina Valley coach makes his way back to the dugout, and the Panthers will bring to the plate number 1, the third baseman, Wesley Stevens. Stevens reached on an error to third base. He'll come to the plate with only 1 out and the bases loaded. So Stevens at the plate, bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch on the way. It's going to be a curveball that stays high and outside for ball 1. So Pettis having a little bit of trouble getting strikes across the plate here in the top of the third. He's going to go ahead and pitch from the stretch while bases are loaded. 1-0 pitch. It's going to be another curveball, and it stays high for ball 2. So you may be just taking till you get a strike here with all the trouble that Bettis is having right now. The 2-0 pitch to Stevens on the inside corner for strike 1. So Bettis finally gets a strike across, threw his hands up in the air. I was like, where has that call been? Kind of getting frustrated here with the umpire, but that was a borderline, if anything. Could easily have been called a ball. So the 2-1 count to Stevens. Yes, it's Stevens. This is Wesley Stevens. Pitch on the way. It's going to be outside and low for ball 3. So if you're Stevens, you're looking for something right down the middle. Bettis does not have a choice but to pump one right down the middle here. So you're looking for something you can drive here to try to get a couple of these runs in. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bettis from the windup to Stevens. Pitch on the way. High, ball 4. He walked another one. That's going to walk a run in, and we have a tied ball game. Marty crosses the plate. Stevens goes to first. Davis over at second, and Brody Rips on third base, and that'll bring to the plate the hot bat in right fielder number 11, Manny Ramirez. Manny Ramirez reached on a fielder's choice to shortstop last time up to bat. He'll step up with bases loaded and only 1 out. Good opportunity to get a couple of runs here and put up a crooked number. Pitch right back to him. It goes off the pitcher. Pitcher throws over to first. However, the Panthers will score a run So Ramirez gets the run across on a hard shot back to the pitcher who fumbled the ball but had enough time to pick up and throw over to first base. So Ramirez grounds out to the pitcher. We have 2 outs now. And that'll bring to the plate the designated hitter Warren Stevens, who had a base hit last time up the bat with runners at second and third. First pitch on the way to Stevens is going to be high and outside for ball 1. So the Panthers take the lead 2-1 here in the top of the third. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss to even the count at 1-1. So again, Panthers with runners at second and third. Good opportunity to get a couple more if Stevens can work on his perfect game so far with a base hit in the second inning. If he can get another hit here, that would help Panthers dramatically. Next pitch is going to be a breaking pitch that goes low and outside. Bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1 count, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Warren Stevens, the designated hitter, at the plate. Stevens batting for Gavadell. That's going to be on the inside corner for a strike, called strike, even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Pitch to Stevens, swung on. It's going to be a ground ball, but it's going to be foul. Ground ball on the third base line. Trickles foul. And we'll do it all over again with Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. That is now from the windup. Pitch on the way. Taken outside for ball 3. Good take by Stevens. That was a curveball that broke across the plate and out of the strike zone. So now we got a true payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Payoff pitch on the way to Stevens. In the dirt. Ball 4. He walked another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks so far by Perez. Looks like they're going to coach. They're going to let him pitch at least one more batter here. J.D. Blair coming to the plate, taking off his catcher's gear. He'll step to the plate with the bases juiced here and 2 outs. So Stevens at first. Davis at third, Ramirez at, I'm sorry, that's not Ramirez, that's the other Stevens at second. So Blair, the catcher, ready for the first pitch. Curveball swung on, high fly ball in the shallow center field. Center fielder coming up, shortstop going back. Shortstop barely gets to that ball without them almost running into each other for the 3rd out. So a fly out to center to the shortstop for the 3rd out. Panthers do, however, leave them loaded, leave 3 runners on, but they do take the lead. So our score after 2.5, Medina Valley 2, Brackenridge 1. So we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. And Panther Base will return after these messages.
Like you, we love calling this home. Castroville State Bank has been serving the Medina Valley area for over 63 years by providing the best financial products, modern technology, and customer service. Not only are we the local bank you can rely on for all your financial needs, but we are also your neighbors, giving back to the community we grew up in and love. Come home to Castroville State Bank.
Welcome back to Panther Baseball. We got a reader here for you that I need to get out of the way. It's a UIL reader. Don't miss the final UIL state event of the year, the 2024 State Baseball Tournament, taking place Wednesday, June 5th through Saturday, June 8th. These games will be played at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock, with Conference 4A games taking place at the historic Disch-Falk Field at the University of Texas at Austin campus. For schedule, spectators, and ticket information, please visit uiltexas.org/baseball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/baseball. So we kind of got that one out of the way. And we are going to the bottom of the third. And the Eagles will bring to the plate Polindo, Nunez, and back to the top of the order, Monroy. So number 13, the left fielder, Ethan Polindo. Polindo will come to the plate here in the bottom of the third. Panthers holding on to a 2-1 lead right now. Krieger back on the mound. First pitch is going to be right down the middle of strike one taken by Polindo. Next pitch on the way. Curveball stays just high. It backed up Polindo a little bit, but it was just a little bit high in the strike zone to even the count at 1-1. Next pitch on the Krieger on the way. Strike two on the outside corner. Bring the count to 1-2 strikes. Decent crowd here. Medina Valley brought a decent crowd. This is a double-decker stadium where you have upstairs and a downstairs. Krieger, the next pitch on the way, working fast. It's going to be a ball low taken, even the count at 2-2. Of course, Brack, this being their home field, has got a huge crowd here on the left side of us here. Krieger with the next pitch. It's going to be another base hit. It's going to be a one-hopper out to the right fielder, Ramirez. And the Eagles and Polindo will have a base hit and the leadoff batter on base. So Polindo with a base hit, and that'll bring the number 9 hitter, number 10, the center fielder, Ernesto Nunez, to the plate. Number 10. So Nunez checks his cheat sheet. Now they have a runner on. Krieger now from the stretch. Scores around the bunt. Bunts through the ball. They get him caught halfway. The throw down to second, and he's safe. They catch him off the bag. He overslides second base. They had him in a pickle. He thought they was going to get that bunt down. He thought Nunez was going to get the bunt down. He had a huge takeoff lead there, and they had him pinned between second and first. He ended up committing himself towards second base because he was halfway. They get the throw down. It was late, but he slides past second base. They get him on his attempt to get back to the base for the out. So that was huge by the Panthers to get that runner out. So nobody on base. One out. Next pitch is going to be hit to the right field side, but it's going to be slicing foul, and that goes out of play. So Nunez now 0-2 after that missed bunt and that foul ball. Ramirez covering a lot of ground out in right field to try to get that ball, but it sliced out of play. 0-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, curveball, out of play. We'll leave the count the same. 0 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Krieger from the windup. Pitch on the way. Swung on. Let's get another blooper towards right field, and Ramirez is there with no problem to get the out. So fly ball to right field for out number 2, and that'll bring the Eagles to the top of the order, the second baseman, number 6, Jordan Monroy. So 2 outs now. Monroy getting some practice swings. Now he steps up into the batter's box. Again, he's the leadoff batter for the Eagles. Krieger from the windup. Pitch on the way. Swung. Deep fly ball to left field. Giving chase as Gavadil makes a great catch out in left field, backpedaling to get the out. So 1 pitch and a fly out to left field. No problem for Gavadil. And the Eagles go down here in the bottom of the third. And our score stays the same. Medina Valley 2, Brackenridge 1. We will change sides. We will change innings here as I work the scoreboard. And we'll come back after these messages. Welcome back to Panther Baseball. Welcome back to Diz Reeves Diamond Field here at Burbank High School for SAISD district play. Beautiful field that we talked about earlier, all turf. The rain has stayed away, but it is cloudy. Lights are on here for this early 4:30 start game. So we're going to the top of the fourth. And the Panthers will bring to the plate the shortstop, number 14, Michael Newton, who grounded out to shortstop first time up to bat. And it looks like they're going to keep Bettis in the game, try to ride him one more inning. First pitch to Newton, swung on. It's going to be a ground ball to third base, fielded by a third baseman. Strong throw over to first. It one-hops, actually, the first baseman, but they do get the out. So Newton grounds down to the third baseman, and that'll bring to the plate the first baseman, number 5, Ryan Marty, who started that inning where they had all the walks last inning. He was the first batter up that inning, and he led off with a walk, and he'll step back up to the plate now with one out. So Bettis from the windup to Marty. Pitch is going to be low, taken 4, ball 1. One 0 pitch on the way. Taken high just above the letters. Bring the count to 2 balls, no strikes. Two 0 pitch to Marty on the way. Swung right through the ball for strike 1. Bring the count to 2 balls, 1 strike here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be low into the dirt for ball 3. So Marty now sitting with a 3-1 count. Again, he can look for something right down the middle here. Try to get himself on base. That is from the windup. 3-1 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 4, and he walked him. That pitch gets away from the catcher, but Marty's going to hold at first base. So Marty with back-to-back walks. Again, gets the Panthers going here with a runner on first base with 1 out, and they'll bring to the plate the pitcher. Number 15, Jaden Krieger, also walked last inning. He'll check his cheat sheet as Coach Herb gives signals out. See, the Panthers will square him around to move Marty over. That is from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Marty's going to be running. Gets away from the catcher on the pass ball. And Marty safely over at second base. I think the catcher just kind of, it was going to be a ball. It is a ball. It was outside, but it was a little high. And I think he tried to come up to get ready to throw. And he just lost sight of the ball. And it skirted off his glove to the backstop. It was really a pass ball there. So Krieger with a 1-0 count with 1 out, and Marty standing on second base off the base now with a decent lead. So 1-0 pitch to Krieger on the way. It's going to be swung on, ground ball to shortstop. Shortstop fields it on the run, throws over to first base, and they do get the out. So Krieger grounds out to the shortstop. That ball does, since it was hit to the shortstop, holds Marty at second base. So now the Panthers have 2 outs. And we'll bring up to the plate Gavin Rips, the center fielder, number 2, who had a sacrifice bunt last time up to bat. So the Panthers now with a runner in scoring position. Good opportunity for Rips to bring across another run here for the Panthers. Checking the runner over at second. It's a curveball. It's going to be caught low for ball 1. Again, Panthers up 2-1 here in the top of the 4th. Bettis checking the runner at second. Checks him again. Checks him again. Throw home. Outside corner for strike 1. Leading the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second here for the Panthers. Almost no wind here at all. Flags are not moving out in right center. Next pitch on the way. It's going to be way outside for ball 2. So it'll bring the count to 2-1 for Rips. Rips, the number 9 batter in the order. Waiting on deck is the second baseman, number 10, Dusty Davis. The 2-1 pitch from Bettis on the way. It's going to be a curveball that stays high, gets away from the catcher, but Marty holds at second. 3-1 count now for Rips. Another one of those situations where he can sit there and wait for something right across the middle of the plate, something he can drive to try to get that run in. Chances are he won't get an off-speed pitch here, so he's going to look for a fastball right down the middle. 3-1 pitch on the way. Taken right down the middle. That's the one he probably wishes he had back. Fastball right down the middle. So that'll bring the count 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs for Rips. Bettis with the payoff pitch on the way. Call strike 3 on the inside corner for the backwards K on Rips, and that's going to do it for the top of the 4th. Panthers do leave 1 runner on, and they maintain their 2-1 advantage here going into the bottom of the 4th. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th, and Panther Baseball return after these messages.
Texas, 268,000 square miles and then some. Twice as much elbow room as California. There's just no place like Texas. You can take that to the bank. Texan Bank, poised and ready for a future that's wide open. Member FDIC.
Big State Electric is raising the bar in the San Antonio electrical industry. Working with local and forward-thinking companies, we are changing the downtown skyline with beautiful and innovative buildings. As well as working with local universities, we are revolutionizing academic sports with cutting-edge and high-tech electrical solutions. Join us as we light up the future one project at a time. Big State Electric, competence and quality since 1966. Supporting San Antonio, Austin, Houston, and the Gulf Coast region.
Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet Dodson House Moving Construction broadcast of Panther Baseball. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. Panthers holding on to a 2-1 lead right now. Jaden Krieger going to work another inning here for the Panthers in the 4th. Doing a good job so far. The Eagles will bring to the plate the pitcher, number 12, Gavin Bettis, who struck out last time up to bat. He's their number 2 batter. First pitch on the way, swung on. It's going to be a little blooper right to, one hopper over to Davis. And he makes an easy play, takes that 1 hop on the little blooper that bounced right in front of him, throws over to first base to get the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Krieger. So ground ball to second base for out number 1. Here in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll bring to the plate number 8. Their shortstop, Jesse Valdez, who struck out also last time up to bat. Krieger with the first pitch to him, swung on and fouled straight back for strike 1. Next pitch is going to be a check swing that does not get called, so leaving the count at 1-1 with 1 out. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled down the right side, out of play. Bring the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Panthers holding on to a 2-1 lead. Krieger working fast. Next pitch on the way. Just low. For ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Krieger from the windup. Pitch on the way. Curveball swung on. Pops straight up in the air. Shortstop drifting back. Calls everybody off, and not a problem for Newton for out number 2. So a fly out to the shortstop for out number 2. And that'll bring to the plate the third baseman, number 16, Gus Sanchez, who did have a base hit last time up to bat in the second inning. So Sanchez will step to the plate with 2 outs. Krieger working quick from the windup. First pitch is going to be right down the middle for strike 1. Krieger again in the windup, working fast. Next pitch on the way. Curveball stays high for ball 1 to even the count at 1-1. Next pitch on the way. Right down the middle for strike 2 taken. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base. Krieger trying to make a quick inning here. Next pitch is on the way. Taken for strike 3 on a backwards K. Strikeout for Jaden Krieger. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts so far for Krieger, and that gets them out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down. So after 4 complete, our score stays the same. Medina Valley 2, Brackenridge 1. So we'll change innings here. Change sides. We'll go to the top of the 5th. And Panther Base will return after these messages.
Nobody can design, create, or maintain your lawn better than 3D Landscaping and Irrigation. With over 17 years of experience, owner Ray Doyen and his crew take pride in their craftsmanship and service. They're fully insured, offer free estimates, and multiple references, so you know you're getting the best. 3D does landscaping, lawn maintenance, irrigation, tree installation, lighting, and more. Whether it's residential or commercial, 3D Landscaping and Irrigation has you covered. Give 3D a call at 830-985-9115 or find us online at threedlandscaping.com.
Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet Dodson House Music Construction broadcast of Panther Baseball. We are going to the top of the 5th. Panthers up 2-1, and the Panthers will bring to the plate the top of the order. The second baseman, number 10, Dusty Davis. Davis has grounded up to third base and has walked so far today. Panthers have got to get some insurance runs here. One big inning, it doesn't take much. So they've got to get some insurance run, keep these Eagles at bay. Bet is back on the mound. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Davis for strike 1. That is from the windup. Next pitch is going to be way outside to even the count at 1-1. Again, good crowd here on both sides. Lower level is completely full. 1-1 pitch to Davis on the way. Swung on. Ground ball right behind second base. Fielded by the shortstop. Thrown over to first base just in time to get the out. So Davis grounds out to the shortstop for out number 1. And that'll bring to the plate third baseman number 1, Wesley Stevens. They reached on an error and has walked so far. So the Panthers have got to get some hits going here. They have walked quite a few times, but a lot of ground outs and a lot of fly outs so far. See if Stevens can get things started off here. So with 1 out, Stevens at the plate. First pitch by Perez. Swung on. Ground ball towards third base. Third baseman feels it moving to his left. Good throw hard over to first base to get the out. Stevens did hit that ball hard, but he hit it pretty much right to the third baseman. So that'll bring to the plate with 2 outs. Number 11, the right fielder, Manny Ramirez. Ramirez has reached on a fielder's choice, a shortstop, and a ground out to the pitcher. So he'll step to the plate with 2 outs, trying to extend this inning for the Panthers. That is pitching minimal pitches here so far this inning. Curveball. Check swing says it does not go. So that'll give Ramirez his first ball of this at bat. So 1-0 count with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Again, Panthers holding on to a 2-1 lead. 1-0 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, even the count at 1-1. Panthers so far, I see only 1 base hit so far. That's probably why they're keeping Bettis out there. He has a handful of walks, but only 1 base hit. 1-1 pitch on the way. Taken for strike 2. Good curveball by Bettis. Again, he threw his hands up in the air, that gesture he did. Like, why didn't you call that pitch earlier? 1-2 pitch, Ramirez on the way. Fastball, swing and the miss for the strikeout. So Panthers go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th. And we will go to the bottom of the 5th. Panthers still holding on that 2-1 lead. Panther Baseball return after these messages from our sponsors.
Call State Farm agent Hazel Russell in Castroville at 830-931-3441.
Security State Bank, your financial partner since 1925 with one simple goal, to be the best bank possible to the families and businesses of South Texas. Check out Security State Bank's competitive rates and services from local people you know and trust. Serving South Texas with 7 convenient locations, including 1726 Highway 90 East in Castroville. Call 830-538-9898 or online at securitystbk.com. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
We are going to the bottom of the 5th, and we have our reader we do in the 5th inning for the 5th inning stretch, Magnolia Filling Station. The Magnolia Filling Station features a daily dark roast and a Fiorella blend medium roast drip coffee, lattes, iced lattes, cold brews, chai lattes, mochas, teas, and lemonades. Daily made from scratch are pastries, muffins, cookies, cupcakes, and banana bread. Just to name a few, a variety of sandwiches include ham, turkey, Italian, and pimento cheese, protein lunchboxes, English muffin breakfast sandwiches, and fresh fruit parfaits. Sit outside on the patio, enjoy the historic downtown Castroville atmosphere, or sit inside and visit with the friendly baristas and locals. Located 1101 Fielder Street in beautiful downtown Castroville. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Eagles will send Liguise to the plate, and the first pitch hits him. So the first kind of mistake there by Krieger. And Liguise will go to first base. Hit by pitch, sponsored by Hazel Russell, State Farm agent. Thanks to Hazel Russell, State Farm Agency there for sponsoring the hit by pitch. And they will have a pinch runner for Liguise, and that's Joshua Lopez who will go to first base. So the Eagles will have a runner on first, and that'll bring to the plate the designated hitter number 7, Rodolfo Nino, who had a base hit last time up the plate. So runner on, nobody out. Nino at the plate. Krieger from the stretch. He scores around and bunts, but pulls back on the low pitch for ball 1. So nobody out, runner at first. Scores around the bunt, and he bunts it foul. Runner was going on the bunt and steal there. So the foul ball breaks up the steal, and it'll bring the count to 1-1. So let's see if they try it again with a 1-1 count to Nino. From the stretch, Krieger on the pitch. Taken low and outside for ball 2, brings the count to 2-1. So time is called. Looks like Coach Herb is going to walk out to the plate, and I think it's going to be more of the defensive strategy call. And also maybe to settle down Krieger a little bit after he hit the first batter there and has got a two-ball count on Nino. But I think he wants to talk defense also because they tried to bunt and steal that last on the pitch before. So it was a quick meeting. Coach Herb making his way off again. And Rodolfo Nino working his way to the plate. So with a 2-1 count and a runner at first, pitch on the way to Nino. Low, ball 3. So 3-1 count to Nino. Runner at first, nobody out. 3-1 pitch on the way, and it's fouled off his foot for strike 2. So the count now goes to 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Again, runner at first. Not sure if they're going to do a stealing opportunity here with the full count. They tried it earlier. 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on. Fly ball towards left field. Drifts back a little bit, not a problem for Gavadell out there in left field to get the out. So 1 out. Runner at first. Bring to the plate the right fielder, number 1, Elias Gonzalez. First pitch, he scores around, swings through the bunt, throw back over the first base, and they get the out on the double play. Or not the double play, the strike and the out. Beautiful play by Blair. They had that pinch runner leaning way off the base. Blair with the presence of mind after that swing through on the bunt to throw it to first base, and beautiful tag placed by Marty to get the out. So now 2 outs. Great play by Blair. Good throw and good tag there by Marty to get the out. So nobody on base now. Gonzalez still at the plate, 0-1 count. Next pitch is right down the middle, taken for strike 2. A little momentum shifting there to back to the Panther side after they had a runner on base. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's in the dirt, though. Blair steps out in front of the plate, throws over to first base for the out. So that's going to do it for the 5th inning. So good job defensively by the Panthers there. So after 5 complete, our score stays the same. Medina Valley 2, Brackenridge 0. So we'll do a inning change here. We will go to the top of the 6th as I work this computer here. And Panther Base will return after this message.
Rusty Rooster at 806 Highway 90 West in Castroville is the place to stop on your way home from work or to drop by on the weekend to grab some beverages without ever leaving your truck. Rusty Rooster, the place in Castroville for quenching your thirst from sun up to sundown. Drive through today. Fast, convenient. That's Rusty Rooster, 806 Highway 90 West in Castroville. After all, anything goes till the rooster crows.
Welcome back to the Dodson House Moving Construction and North Park Chevrolet broadcast of Panther Baseball. We are going to the top of the 6th inning. And the Panthers will bring to the plate the designated hitter, number 7, Warren Stevens, who's had a base hit and has walked so far today. He'll step up to the plate. Bettis back on the mound again for the Eagles. First pitch on the way is going to be taken for ball 1. Got 3 umpires here today. Using the playoffs, they have one at every base. So we'll have one at first, second, and third. So 4 total umpires here for this game. Next pitch is swung, pops straight up in the air. Shortstop coming in, catches the ball right behind pitcher's mound for out number 1. So Stevens flies out to the shortstop. And that'll bring to the plate number 9, the catcher J.D. Blair, who's grounded out to the shortstop and flied out to the shortstop so far. So Blair will step into the batter's box with 1 out. Panthers holding on that 2-1 lead. Panthers have got to try to get something going here. Don't want to give an opportunity to the Eagles to get back in the game. First pitch is taken. It's a curveball that stays inside. So 1-0 count to Blair. One-0 pitch on the way. Swung on. Hard shot between third and second for it's third and shortstop for a base hit for Blair. Gets out to left field. So he smokes one in the ground out towards left field to get a runner on for the Panthers. A good piece of hitting by J.D. Blair. And that'll bring to the plate the shortstop number 14, Michael Newton, is grounded out to shortstop and grounded out to third base. So it'll be a courtesy runner for Blair, and that's probably going to be Brody again. Brody Rips working his way out to first base. And again, Michael Newton will step to the plate. So Newton steps to the plate with 1 out. Pinch runners on base. See, the Panthers can get someone in the scoring position here. I'm not sure if Brody's a good runner or not, but good opportunity to swipe second base here with a huge lead over at first. And the throw over to first base gets passed by the first baseman as he tried to pick him off. Brody's going to make it all the way to third base. That ball trickles out into the way in the left field. And the Panthers get what they want. So the stolen base by Rips gets him, and then the throw into right field, in the foul territory in right field, gets Rips all the way to third base. So the Panthers get what they wanted and more. So now with a runner at third and 1 out, Newton will step back up to the plate. That was an errant throw by the pitcher thrown over to first base to try to pick off Brody. He couldn't resist that huge lead that Brody Rips had. Bet is from the windup to Newton. It's going to be high inside for ball 1. Next pitch on the way to Newton. It's going to be at the knees for strike 1. They'll even the count at 1-1 with 1 out. Panthers with a runner at third. Fly ball to the right side. He'll get that run across. Newton takes a hack of that next pitch to bring the count to 1-2. The whole infield is playing up. They're going to try to cut that run off from scoring if it's a ground ball. So everybody playing up in the grass for the Eagles. Time is called. Newton steps back in with 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on third. 1-2 pitch on the way. It's going to be just low. Catcher try to frame that ball, bring it up a little bit. Didn't get the call, so 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Newton. Bet is from the windup. Pitch on the way is going to be curveball in the dirt. Stays in front of the catcher. So Rips holds at third base. They even count at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at third here in the top of the 6th. Bet is with the pitch. Swung on by Newton. Ground ball hit over to the second base. Rips tries a score, and he gets tagged out before he gets to the plate. And the Eagles do a great job of keeping the run from scoring. Huge opportunity by the Panthers that didn't come to fruition right there. Good try by Rips to jump around the tag, but it was a good throw by the second baseman who fielded that ball cleanly. So 2 outs now. The runner at first as Newton gets on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring the first baseman Ryan Marty to the plate with 2 outs. First pitch to Marty is a curveball. Stays low for ball one. Marty's walked twice tonight. Does not have an official at bat. Come to the plate twice so far. This third appearance. So 1-0 count to Marty with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Swung right through it for strike one, even the count at 1-1. Blown opportunity again for the Panthers. Not sure we would have sent that runner from third with that infield playing all the way in the grass. So the 1-1 count, 2 outs. Bettis throws back over to first base, does not get the ball there in time. So Newton safe at first. Marty digs back in at home plate. Bettis with a 1-1 pitch. Taken outside for ball two. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs to Marty. Newton at first base, decent lead. Pitch on the way. Someone yelled balk, but apparently wasn't one of the umpires. So that pitch was high, so it's a 3-1 now count to Marty. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Again, Newton at first base. Bettis from the stretch, pitch on the way. Taken for strike 2. Marty wishes he had that one back. That was right down the middle. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That means Newton will be running at first base on the pitch. Bettis checks a runner, kicks and throws home. It's going to be low for ball 4. So Marty with his 3rd walk of the night consecutively, and that'll move Newton over to second base. So that'll bring the plate the pitcher, Jaden Krieger. Krieger, who has walked, grounded out to shortstop, will step up to the plate with an opportunity to help his cause here with a runner in scoring position. However, there is 2 outs. Bettis checking his runner. First pitch to Krieger. Oh, he turns around and throws behind second base. No one was actually covering the base. Newton back in there safely. First pitch to Krieger on the way. Swung right through it. Big hack there by Jaden Krieger. Tried to get 3 runs on that swing. So count 0-1 on Krieger with 2 outs. Runners at first and second here in the top of the 6th. Bettis with the pitch. Curveball taken outside for ball 1. So evens the count at 1-1. Bettis from the stretch. Krieger with a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled straight back. The count now 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. One-two count on Krieger. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Checking the runner over second. Now they throw down to second. Nothing going on. Plenty of time. Newton gets it back in. One ball, 2 strikes, swing and foul straight back by Krieger. So we'll keep the count the same at 1-2 with 2 outs. Again, runners at first and second. In the top of the 6th, Panthers holding on to a 2-1 lead. I want to thank Lone Star Towing for our pregame sponsorship. Failed to mention that earlier. 1-2 pitch to Krieger. It's curveball. Stays outside. Deuce is wild again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on, first and second base. Bettis getting his signs from his catcher. He's going to pitch from the stretch. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on by Krieger. Ground ball towards third base. Third baseman going to have to throw a long throw to first base. Gets there just in time for the out. Good play by the third baseman. Long throw after the backhanded snag there. So Krieger grounds out to third base, and that's going to do it for the inning. So we'll change sides. So after 5.5, we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Our score stays the same. Medina Valley 2, Brackenridge 1. Panther Baseball return after these messages.
With Broadway Bank, your everyday banking is fast, easy, and digital. And now you can bank local and earn $300 when you open a new free checking account online with qualifying activities. Enjoy the convenience of a Texas-based bank with lots of local financial centers and an award-winning online and mobile banking experience that lets you bank when you want. Learn more about this limited time offer at broadway.bank/300. Minimum opening deposit is $25. Offer subject to change without notice. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
MVPboosters.com.
Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet Dodson House Movie Construction broadcast of Panther Baseball. We are going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Panthers holding on to a marginal 2-1 lead right now. The Eagles are coming up to the plate. They're going to send Pulindo, Nunez, and back to the top of the order with Monroe to the plate this inning. So the left fielder, Ethan Pulindo, who had a base hit last time up the bat, will come to the plate. Jaden Krieger back on the mound for the Panthers. Panthers are going to ride him as much as they can. Doing a good job so far on the mound for the Panthers. First pitch to Pulindo is on the way, just inside for ball 1. Don't want to jinx him, but Krieger has yet to give up a walk so far in this game. Has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters. Next pitch on the way is a swing and a miss. Krieger still with good stuff here in the 6th inning. One pitch on the way, right down the middle for strike 2. So Krieger goes up in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Krieger working fast, 1-2 pitch on the way, curveball that stays high. Even the count at 2-2. Game 2 is tomorrow at Gerald Kemp Field there at Medina Valley for this 3-game series. Next pitch is going to be outside and gets away from Blair. Bring the count to full. Next pitch is called strike 3 for the strikeout. Good pitch by Krieger to give a backwards K to Pulindo. So with 1 out, the Eagles will send the number 9 batter, the catcher Ernesto Nunez, who is flied out to right field to the plate. First pitch is going to be taken high for ball 1. One-oh pitch on the way, inside for ball 2. So today's game's at 4:30. Tomorrow's game's 7 p.m. at home, and if necessary, Saturday right back here at SAISD Field. Don't have a time for that game yet. Next pitch is flied out towards second base. No problem for Dusty as he backpedals into right field to get the out. So 2 quick batters for Krieger. for out number 2. And that'll bring the Eagles back to the top of the lineup. Second baseman, Jordan Monroe. Flight out to second base and flight out to left field so far. So Friday, 7 p.m. at Gerald Kemp Field for Game 2. So 2 outs. First pitch on the way to Monroe is outside for ball 1. Next pitch on the way. Swung and popped up behind Blair. Blair giving chase. A diving effort, but doesn't get to it. Good effort by J.D. Blair diving for that ball just out of his reach on the foul ball. So Blair will get back behind the plate. Put his helmet back on. And Monroe will step in with a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Krieger from the windup. Pitch on the way, taken low for ball 2. So 2-1 count now on Monroe. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Panthers are holding on a 2-1 lead. Next pitch on the way is going to be a ground ball hit to Newton at shortstop. Shortstop, one throw, one hop, one throw over to first base. Sorry that happened so quick. It was a one hopper and a one-step throw over to first base to get the third out. So Monroe grounds out to shortstop for out number 3. And we'll have an inning change. We'll go to the top of the 7th. And Panther baseball return. Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet Dotson House Moving Construction broadcast of Panther Baseball. We're going to that 7th inning. Going to the 7th inning, Panthers holding on to a 2-1 lead, and the Panthers will bring to the plate the number 9 batter, the center field number 2, Gavin Rips, who has had a sacrifice and struck out so far tonight. Bettis back on the mound again for the Eagles. They're going to ride him through the game here. First pitch on the way to Gavin Rips is swung and a miss. Strike 1 now to Rips. Bettis, good game so far from Bettis. Gave up a few walks here in the middle of the game, but other than that, he's thrown an impressive game. Next pitch is a ball taken high, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Rips here in the top of the 7th. Next pitch on the way, swung on to shortstop, 1 hopper to shortstop, throw over to first base to get the out. So Rips grounds out to shortstop for out number 1. And that'll bring the plate to the Panthers, who are going to go back to the top of the order. Number 10, the second baseman, Dusty Davis, who's grounded out to third base, walked and grounded out to shortstop. Panthers would love to get an insurance run here. Would be huge, and get started out here with the top of the order with Davis. First pitch by Bettis to Davis is low for ball 1. Panthers have only had 2 base hits so far tonight. That pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. So hitters count here for Davis as the second batter of this inning. 1 out. Nobody on base here. Davis with a 2-0 count. Davis calls time, steps out. Back in. Pettis getting his signals, pitching from the windup. Pitch on the way. Inside and low for ball 2. Ball 3, I guess. That's what. So 3-0 counts to Davis. Should be taken here. Pettis from the windup, pitch on the way. That's going to be low and outside. So Davis reaches base on the walk. And that'll bring to the plate Wesley Stevens, the third baseman, has reached on an error, walked, and grounded out to third base. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks so far by Pettis, and that's been his downfall so far in this game for him. Other than that, he's pitched a great game. Not allowing Panthers to really hit the ball. They haven't really scored one up. So Stevens at the plate. Davis at first with 1 out. Davis with a sizable lead over at first. Pitch on the way is going to be a curveball. It breaks a little bit too much outside for ball 1. I don't know if you play small ball here and try to get that runner moved over. I guess not with 1 out. Or maybe you steal Davis here. Got to get a runner in scoring position. Pitch on the way, throw back to first base. It's going to be a ball and a backdoor throw over to first base. Nowhere near the mound or the base, so Davis back in safely. The coach for Brackenridge is going to call a timeout to go talk to settle down his pitcher. Again, that's Arnold Gomez, ex-Medina Valley coach, going out to the mound, going to talk to his pitcher. I don't think he's going to do a pitching change. He's going to try to ride Pettis if he can. You know, at some point here in the 7th inning, you want to start looking up for tomorrow. I mean, do you just go ahead and finish with Pettis and keep your pitching staff intact? Same thing with Panther side. Medina Valley riding Krieger all the way, rightfully so. He's pitched an outstanding game so far. So the meeting broken up here. Panthers have a runner at first, holding on a 2-1 lead. Wesley Stevens at the plate, third baseman for the Panthers. Sitting with a 2-0 count. Scoreboard says 1-0. Umpire said 2-0. We'll go with what the umpire says. The 2-0 pitch, oh no, it doesn't throw. It goes back over to first base. Davis back in easily. So Davis with another big lead. Getting another half a step there. 2-0 pitch to Stevens on the way. Taken high for ball 3. Now, Stevens, you're taking all the way here. And for Davis, you probably don't want to get too big of a lead here with a potential walk coming up here. Next pitch on the way is right down the middle for strike 1. Bring the count to 3-1. Now, for Stevens, you still don't want to get too aggressive here. The only thing you want to swing at is something that's right over the heart of the plate, something you can drive. For Pettis, you don't want 2 runners on, so you're going to have to serve one up here. So 3 balls, 1 strike, nobody out, 1 out, runner at first, swung on. It's going to be a base hit down the third base line. It's going to roll out to left field. Davis is going to make it all the way to third base. Stevens is going to wind up at second on the double. So exactly what Stevens wanted was that pitch right down the middle, and he pulled it down the third base line past the diving third baseman and trickles all the way in the corner into left field, allows him to get to second base on the double. So good hit by Wesley Stevens. Now Panthers have runners at second and third with 1 out, and the coach for Brackenridge is going to call timeout, and that's going to do it because that's going to be the second timeout and the mound visit for the coach, so they're going to have to do a pitching change. So Pettis is going to work his way off to the dugout. And number 6 is going to come to the mound. And he's coming from the field. That's the second baseman, Jordan Monroy. Sorry, I keep saying that wrong. Jordan Monroy is going to come from second base. And he's going to go to the mound, right-handed pitcher. And Perez is going to change gloves, and he looks like he's going to run out and take an infield position. So it's set up perfectly for the Panthers. It's what they wanted to get that insurance run before the Eagles come to the bottom of the seventh with that home field advantage getting the last bat. So Monroy taking his warm-up throws. And that'll bring to the plate number 11, the right fielder, Manny Ramirez, who is had gotten on base on a fielder's choice, grounded out to the pitchers, and struck out so far. So Monroy will inherit runners at second and third. Panthers with 2 runs now in scoring position with one of their hot hitters, the best hitters all year long, Manny Ramirez, stepping up to the plate. 1 out. Eagles will come all the way up and play in the grass again to try to cut off that run as they did in the previous inning to keep Panthers from scoring. And if you're Ramirez, you just want to lift one out to the outfield. Anything to get that runner from third to score. Base hit would be sweet. That would score 2. Need to get at least 1 insurance run here. Ramirez calls time, steps out. As Monroy was taking quite a bit of time getting his signs, and now he's going to ask for his catcher to walk out to the mound. They're going to discuss their signs to see who wants to throw. He had a decent curveball, saw him warming up in his warm-up throws. So Panthers, the runners at second and third with 1 out. Ramirez at the plate. Eagles playing on the grass, infield playing the grass, and the outfield playing very shallow. First pitch on the way, taken for ball 1. Good take by Ramirez, trying not to be over-aggressive here. Ramirez steps back in. Monroy pitching from the windup with runners in second and third. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Curveball. Just low for ball 2. So Ramirez with a hitter's count here. Like we want to always do in the hitter's count, look for something you can drive. Don't be too aggressive. Easy base hit, scores 2 runs here. 2-1 pitch on the way. Taken outside, ball 3. Even better. So now you're Ramirez, you're definitely taking all the way. With 1 out, with only 1 out, you want to get bases juiced here. So the 3-0 pitch from Monroy on the way. Oh, and it's a tapper by Ramirez, and the throw is errant back to home plate, and the run is going to score. So it was a check swing by Ramirez, and he's going to get on a fielder's choice, and Davis will score from third base. However, they can make it work. It worked. So now our score now, Medina Valley 3, the Eagles 1. Now Panthers have runners at first and third with Warren Stevens, the designated here at the plate, who's had a base hit so far tonight. Base hit, walk, and a fly out to shortstop. So runners at first and third. Ramirez on first. Stevens at third. And the other brother Stevens at the plate. The designated hitter, Warren Stevens, with 1 out. Panthers can scratch off another run here that would be huge. Pitch from Monroy's on the way. Curveball, swing and a miss by Stevens. Yeah, Ramirez, I wasn't sure. I wouldn't expect him to swing on a 3-0 count. And he was like a check swing, a half swing, and he dribbled one of the first basemen and tried to cut off the runner at third, coming in home. And it was an errant throw, allowing Davis to slide under the tag to get the important run there. 0-1 pitch on the way to Stevens. That's going to be taken low to even the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first, runner at third. Here in the top of the 7th. Panthers have scratched off 1 run here, looking for another. Next pitch on the way, outside and low, ball 2. So now Warren Stevens sitting with a 2-0-2-1 count. Monroy getting his Signs from this catcher. Kicks and throws. Pitch taken for a strike. A little high in the strike zone, it looked like. But nevertheless, it's called a strike. So Stevens will now have a 2-2 count here with 1 out. Pitch on the way. That's going to be low. Count will be full now to Warren Stevens. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Panthers have a runner at first and a runner at third. Monroy getting his signs, checking his runners at first and third. Kicks and throws home. Just outside for ball 4. Tough pitch to take, but a good job by Stevens to draw the walk. And the bases are going to be loaded for the catcher, J.D. Blair. Blair with a ground out to shortstop, fly out to shortstop, and a base hit last time up to bat. Good opportunity to break the game open here and secure, hopefully, a win here for the Panthers. Blair digs in. Bases are loaded. Monroe going to pitch from the stretch here with bases loaded. Pitch on the way. Ball 1. Taken just below the strike zone there for ball 1. So 1-0 count on Blair with 1 out. Bases are loaded. Pitch on the way. Just outside for ball 2. 2 good takes by J.D. Blair. Sitting with a 2-0 count now. Again with that hitter's count. 1 out. Pitch from Monroy on the way. Outside, ball 3. Monroy going to have to serve one up here, or have them score a run on a walk. Next pitch, strike on the outside corner. Good location by Monroy. Gets the strike called. However, Blair still sitting with a hitter's count at 3-1. A walk will score a run. 3-1 pitch on the way. Outside, he walked the run in. Good at bat by Blair to draw the walk and to get the RBI. So our score now, Medina Valley 4, the Brackenridge Eagles 1. We're going to have our pinch runner again for Blair. I'm assuming it's going to be Brody Rips coming back in. No, it is going to be number 4, I believe. Logan Pargas is going to come in and pinch run for Blair. He'll go to first base. Panthers now have the bases loaded again. Now with a good 4-1 lead here. Able to get a crooked number here in the top of the 7th so far. And they'll bring to the plate the shortstop, number 14, Michael Newton. Ground out at shortstop, ground out at third base, and a fielder's choice. First pitch on the way to him is going to be in there for strike 1. So now an opportunity to break the game open with a base hit here. Swing and a miss. Good curveball there by Monroy. So up the middle, the Eagles are playing back, trying to turn that double play. The corners are still playing up, going to try to turn a double play at home and maybe back to first. Pitch on the way, swung and fouled straight back. Keep the count the same. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out to Newton. Newton hanging in there, fouling that pitch off. Ryan Marty waiting on deck for the Panthers. Monroy with the 0-2 pitch on the way. Curveball. Called strike 3. Good looking curveball by Monroy to get Newton. So backwards K to Newton, and that'll bring to the plate the first baseman, number 5, Ryan Marty. His walked 3 times in a row so far tonight. So he'll step to the plate with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Again, another opportunity for the Panthers to break the game open here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Marty on the way. Curveball gets away from the catcher. Ramirez holds at third, though. He didn't get that far away from the catcher, so a good job by Ramirez to not try to force that. So Marty will step back in with the 1-0 count, 2 outs. Runners first, second, third. Got him loaded. Krieger waiting on deck, hoping for an opportunity here. 1-0 pitch on the way, on the outside corner for strike one. They even the count at 1-1. One pitch. Curveball swung on high, fly ball to left field. Left fielder camping underneath it and makes the play. So a fly out to left field is going to do it for the top of the 7th. However, the Panthers do get 2 runs. Our new score, Medina Valley 4, Brackenridge 1. We will change sides and we will go to the bottom half of the 7th inning, the inning we've been waiting for. Panther base will return after these messages. Welcome back to the North Park Chevrolet Dodson House Moving and Construction broadcast of Medina Valley Panther baseball. We are going to the elusive bottom of the 7th here in by-district play. Medina Valley up 4-1, squeaking some runs in there the last half an inning to give a decent lead here, helping their own cause out, trying to go to tomorrow's game with a 1-0 advantage. Panthers will put Jaden Krieger back on the mound again to try to finish his game off and try to pitch a complete game. Krieger done a great job so far tonight. Has struck out 5 batters, 6 batters, and has only allowed 3 hits against these Eagles so far. So the bottom half of the 7th inning, the Eagles will bring to the plate the shortstop, who was a pitcher, Gavin Perez. First pitch of Perez is going to be a swing and a miss at a Krieger curveball. Krieger working from the windup. Next pitch is another curveball that stays up in the strike zone, but called a strike for strike 2. So an 0-2 count right away on Perez. Krieger's with good stuff still so far tonight. Next pitch on the way, just off the plate with his 3rd curveball in a row, but didn't get the call. So 1-2 count now on Perez. Krieger going to be working fast like he always does in his windup already. Pitch on the way, and that hit him. That was some kind of off-speed pitch. It didn't have a lot of spin to it, and it stayed inside, and it hit Perez. So not something you want when you have a 1-2 count to hit a batter. He stayed off the plate, but on the wrong side of the plate, but allows Perez to get to first base. And that hit by pitch sponsored by Hazel Russell State Farm Agent. And that'll bring to the plate the shortstop, Jesse Valdez. Krieger throws over to first base and does not get there in time, but he does try to hold the runner close to the base. So Valdez at the plate. Pitch on the way, throw back to first base. Not in time, though. Pitch was called a ball, I believe. Backdoor snap throw. 1 hop to first base, and it was not in time. Valdez with an 0-1 count. He called it a strike. Swing, popped it up. Shallow right field. Ramirez is there, camped underneath it, no problem. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. So Valdez will fly out to right field, and that'll bring to the plate number 16, Gus Sanchez at third base, who's had a base hit and a strikeout so far tonight. So Krieger from the windup with 1 out and a runner at first. Time is called. I believe that was called on the catcher, Blair. Back live again. Sanchez at the plate. First pitch to Sanchez. Runner's going, and he's going to be stealing second base. Blair tried to throw down but lost the handle on the ball, so unable to make the throw to second. So the Eagles will have a runner on second in scoring position here. And the pitch was called a ball, so a 1-0 count now on Sanchez with a runner now at second. Next pitch is going to be taken outside for ball 2. So 2-0 count on Sanchez. Krieger going to have to dig deep here. Next pitch, swung on. It's going to be a blooper to right field. Ramirez is there for the catch. The throw back to second. Runner does not advance. Good play by Manny Ramirez. That ball carried more than I thought. I thought it was a blooper, but it carries more of a line shot, and Ramirez had to put on the brakes and catch it above his head. The ball carried more than we thought it was going to. Nevertheless, Ramirez with a good play to get the out. So now the Eagles are down to their last out with 2 outs, runner in second. Marcel Liguez now at the plate. He was hit by a pitch last time up to bat, and it's been on base on a fielder's choice, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. So now the Eagles down their last 2 strikes, sitting with 2 outs and a runner at second. Krieger from the stretch, checking his runner, throws home. It's going to be a liner back to the shortstop, and that's going to do it. So a line out to shortstop is going to end the game, and the Panthers are going to take the first game of this series 4-1. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back to close things out. Panther Base will return after these messages.
Dodson House Moving and Construction is a 4th-generation company operated by the same family for over 75 years. We do turnkey work from moving your structure, setting the foundation, and all your construction needs. Aluminum decking, concrete work, canopies, and any other need to make your project operational. From moving to construction, large or small, Dodson House Moving and Construction does it all. Located at 12939 Southwest Loop 410 in San Antonio. Give us a call at 210-628-1459.
Welcome back to Panther Baseball, the Dodson House Moving Construction, North Park Chevrolet broadcast of Panther Baseball. Game 1 is in the book of this 3-game series. Panthers win it 4-1. Now moving to home. We're going to play at Medina Valley at Gerald Kemp Field tomorrow at 7 for Game 2 of this series. Player of the game is going to be your pitcher, Jaden Krieger. Krieger, who only allowed 3 hits and had 6 strikeouts, allowed the Panthers to win 4-1, allowing only 1 run by the Eagles. Panthers, really the story of the game is the walks that help score the runs. Panthers reached on base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times on walks, and only having 1, 2, I think 3 base hits is all the Panthers had. 2 or 3 is all they had tonight. So they're going to have to clean that up a little bit and score up the ball a little bit more tomorrow night, and hopefully to help close out this series. So that's going to do it till tomorrow. I know if you still want a little bit of Medina Valley action, you can tune in the Medina Valley Broadcast Network 2, MVB and 2, where the girls are taking on they won by district so far, and they're taking on Leander in San Marcos. Game 1 of that series is going to start here. And it looks like there's 2 there is a game after this. I believe McCullum and Edison look like they're getting ready to square off. So we're going to shut things down here, and we're going to get ready to broadcast tomorrow night. Hopefully tomorrow night I'll have a little bit more help. Apologize if we were a little bit slow, but I think we got enough to get it done tonight. So for myself, Dwayne Garza, we're going to say God bless and good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Panther Base will return